everyone, and welcome back to our Take on Cruise with Shannon and Roger, or
Roger and Shannon.
I am Shannon McKee of Access Cruise, and of course I have with me today
Roger Blum with Cruise and Port Advisors, and we are back in Coconut Grove on a spectacular winter day. The temperature's in the low 70s, Shannon's ready for snow, and I'm ready for the beach.
That's true, but you know what the best part is? We've been back together.
Aww.
We haven't seen each other in a few weeks for our Takes on Cruise. We've had several split editions, and you are just coming back from the Icon of the Seas, and I was coming back from a quick trip to Texas where we learned all about Groundhog's Day. And in fact, this week on February 2nd is the real Groundhog's Day. Does it feel like Groundhog's Day today?
Well,
with me?
I just learned so much from you about groundhogs, horn frogs, you name it. You're like a source of information.
Of useless information.
But as far as Icon of the Seas, hopefully you all caught last week's edition where I was talking about Icon. I'm still blown away, still excited about the ship. There was so much more I could have said. I didn't even mention the technology, the LNG, the environmental advances of the ship. And also at the very end of what I said last week, as I did say that even though it's a really big ship, it's easy to find its way around.
Yeah.
And there's so many things that they did so smart. Another example is, as you come back in port, on any ship, as you know, you come over the gangway, there's a bank of 4, 6 elevators if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Everyone either piles up at those elevators or you figure, okay, start walking the stairs. As you come in there into the giant lobby area, they have an escalator that immediately flows you up to the next deck where the casino is, or you just stay on the escalator and it takes you up to the Royal Promenade, in which case you go forward or aft and you have all of the elevators. I mean, there's so much thought that went into improving this ship that it's a great ship, and I'm still excited about it, as you can tell.
Well, I can't wait. I'm hoping to get a visitor's pass just to go see her, because everybody that's gone on that ship, all the photos, have been watching LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram. I mean, it looks phenomenal.
It is great, and as I mentioned last week, as soon as you come on, to have the Royal Promenade, the entire width of the ship with windows overlooking the sea and all of that type of stuff, it's amazing.
Royal's always done a great job. I was reading an article a little bit about how Disney feels about Royal's new ship as they really start to take a stronghold in that family marketplace. But I also love, which I did talk about last week, which was, will Royal eventually go a little bit smaller again to keep some of their ships smaller, just to make sure that they have different kinds of classes. So it's all a wait and see right now.
Well, at the travel agent Q&A last week on the ship, Michael Bailey actually addressed, well, both of those things.
Yeah.
First of all, as far as the family market, he did not mention Disney by name, but he made it very obvious that that's really their target.
Yeah.
They've gone from about 30% family type of cabins on board their Oasis class vessels to 80% family type cabins on board Icon. And just everything about the ship is designed for the family, even with all of the water attractions on the ship. They have a lifeguard team of 40 people. Between the water parks, every jacuzzi, every place you go, there's a lifeguard. I mean, they've got it.
Things have changed from our days. There were no lifeguards on the ships when we sailed.
And as far as replacing some of the older ships, Michael Bailey also did talk about that. You know, quite honestly, the ships are not going to be around forever.
Right.
And he did talk about replacing some of the older...
Vision of the Seas,
yeah, the smaller classes of vessels. And he did not say that they would all be these mega ships, but he did talk about in the transition that, you know, ships would be moving along.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little more about travel, because I have been doing a lot of reading lately and talking about travel. And remember, it was all about revenge travel in 2023. That's what everybody wanted to talk about, revenge travel. Is it over? Do you think it's over?
No.
You know, I don't know. They're saying that it's softening a little bit, although travel is still a priority. And some of the destinations that are still being prioritized right now are Greece, Italy, and Japan. I thought that was interesting.
Well, that is interesting, but also cruising is booming. We've been talking about wave season since Black Friday in November.
Yeah.
And even Carnival just announced that this period from November till now is historic in the numbers. And before, people would talk about wave season being January, but we were talking about it during Black Friday, and it's true. That's when Black Friday, or that's when wave season really did start, and
Now.
Carnival Corporation's almost sold out now for the year, which means whatever supply they have left will be at a higher price, and that's the case, I think, for the whole cruise industry.
All good news. We're seeing more ships come out. I know that the Sun Princess is a little bit delayed, but the Sun Princess is still the largest ship that Princess is bringing out, with 4,000 guests on board. And I was reading that we finally have a date for this Four Seasons ship, which is Q4 2025, I believe is what I read.
I've got to put that on my calendar.
I know, right? Because I'm sure we're going to get an invite.
In case anybody from Four Seasons is watching, it's now on my calendar.
Now on your calendar. So I think that's quite a lot that we covered today.
It is.
Anything else you want to say? I guess I'll see you on Groundhog's Day. I need to get you a Groundhog's hat.
We'll do it all over
We'll
again.
do it all over again, right?
Hey, by the way, one shout out to itinerary planners. These folks never have a chance to say, I got the itineraries done for the next 3 years, put my feet on the table, have
It's
a cigar
always
and a
changing.
cognac. The whole Red Sea now,
Oh,
as we
yes.
know, is a mess. And the itinerary changes that are going on to avoid transiting the Red Sea is really changing itineraries for a lot of ships. I was speaking to an itinerary planner in the UK the other day, and moving things around to go around the southern tip of Africa isn't like, okay, we'll go one way or another. It affects so many other cruises. So for itinerary planners, when we see you at Sea Trade, I'll buy you a drink because I think you're going to need it.
All right. So next time, maybe a little bit on Sea Trade. Yeah?
Let's talk about Sea Trade next
All right.
time.
Bye.
Bye.